It seems like it's been decades since Luka Dončić came into the league. His composure, his skill, and not to mention his clutch mentality is one of the best in the world. While a lot of you might not have heard of him before the NBA days, he was touted to be a future star back when he was just a kid. Hey, and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be going through the life journey of Luka Dončić and how he lived up to all the hype as he grew up and slowly, from a child prodigy, became one of the best players in the world. Fasten your seatbelts, folks, because this one's gonna be amazing. Without further ado, let us begin. First of all, let's take a trip down memory lane so that we have a good idea about his childhood. Well, contrary to popular belief, Luka's not that old. I know his physique and overall influence on the court may give the impression that he's old, but the truth of the matter is that he was born on February 28, 1999, in Slovenia. Yeah, folks, he's just 25 years old. Goes on to show how mature and composed he is for his age. Anyhow, I know you all must be wondering, how did he become a child prodigy? Well, his father was a big factor behind this. Sasa Dončić was a professional basketball player, and since he knew everything from the skills required to the amount of work one needs to put in, he taught his son everything from a young age. No wonder Luka was showing exceptional skill at just the tender age of 5. From shooting to dribbling, that toddler was light years ahead in everything from someone of his age. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a 5-year-old dribble the ball with success. It goes on to show how much his father worked and trained his kid. Well, it all bore fruit at the end of the day, because by the time he was 8 years old, Luka Dončić was already a baller and was terrorizing kids his own age. No wonder he was being noticed by coaches wherever he played. And the best thing about this is that he was not even playing with children his own age. They were too easy for him. This guy was playing guys 3 years his senior, and still was by far the best player on the court. In fact, according to various reports, did you know that his first real basketball practice was enough for coaches to recognize his potential and move him up to play with 12-year-olds? But that's not even the best part. Did you know that this practice lasted only 16 minutes? I mean, just a few minutes to prove you're that good? No wonder he was known as a prodigy at such a young age. Now, most big players in the NBA come from different colleges across the United States. However, outside the USA, they don't have a prized college basketball system. Hence, overseas players tend to join other leagues to further advance their game and their careers. Well, Luka did the same when he joined Real Madrid, when he was just 13 years old. Now, this move needed some guts. At such a young age, it can be hard to leave your family, friends, and your home country. And before you get confused, I'm not talking about Real Madrid, the football club. I'm talking about the Real Madrid basketball club, which competes in the EuroLeague. In fact, it's one of the best clubs in the league, and really provided the competitive environment Luka needed to mold his personality and playstyle right from a young age. No wonder he looked so composed and mature as a youngster when he joined the NBA. Well, as his development flourished at Real Madrid, soon it became obvious that he was too good to play for the junior team, and he needed to break into the senior team. What was lacking was his size and physicality. As you all know, he was still a teenager at the time, and needed some time to grow. Well, by the age of 16, it seemed he was ready, both physically and mentally. To debut for the senior team. However, the club took it slow. Luka already had a lot of media hype surrounding him, so they took their steps cautiously. When he turned 16, they started to make him train with the senior squad and slowly integrated him into the first team squad. Despite the fact they took their time, when he made his debut in 2016, he was easily the youngest player to debut for Real Madrid's senior team and the third youngest in the league's history. Goes on to show the levels of his talent. And that's not even the biggest thing, folks. You would think that a player of his age would be struggling a little in the beginning, given the competitive energy of the EuroLeague, right? But no, Luka Magic was waiting for this moment his whole life, and he grabbed it by the scruff of the neck. He was so good that his performances in the EuroLeague and Spanish League earned him accolades, such as EuroLeague MVP of the Round and Spanish League's Best Young Player award. Now, that's pretty crazy for a teenager. The world knew that soon he would become one of the best players in the world. The switch to the NBA was imminent. Well, that switch came in 2018. By 2018, 19-year-old Luka knew that the best thing he could do was to further his career and switch to the NBA. Hence, he declared himself available for the NBA draft. However, despite his incredible showing in the EuroLeague, people doubted he would live up to the hype, given the extremely competitive nature of the NBA and the differences between the two leagues. And while he was still drafted 3rd overall by the Atlanta Hawks, and later traded to the Dallas Mavericks for Trae Young, which is pretty decent, still, noise about him being overhyped was very obvious. Well, being the amazing player that he is, Luka quickly silenced critics with his exceptional skill and basketball IQ. His rookie season with the Mavericks was nothing short of spectacular, averaging nearly a triple-double and breaking numerous records for players his age. He easily won Rookie of the Year. I'm sure the Hawks must be regretting the decision to swap him for Trae Young. Trae might be a fantastic player, but he's nowhere near Dončić. His first season was mostly him settling down, and also showing the critics that he had what it took to play in the NBA. Well, in his second season, he slowly solidified his place as one of the best players in the league. For starters, he became an offensive powerhouse, from deep threes to amazing handles and tough finishes, not to mention his crazy passing, which led to a lot of assists. Just in his second season, he became the focal point of the Mavericks' attack. I'm sure at that point, Mark Cuban knew he had to build a championship team around this kid, as he had all the attributes to become one of the best players in the league. I mean, the mere ability to dominate games with his scoring, playmaking, and clutch performances that earned him the All-NBA first-team honors cemented his status as a franchise player. But that was the catch, wasn't it? Slowly, Luka himself realized that he was the best offensive player in the league, but he had nothing to show for it. Like all great players, he wanted to win the championship. Hence, reports of him wanting to leave if there wasn't a big overhaul for the team were coming out. No wonder the Mavericks went for Kyrie Irving, who as we all know has one of the best handles in the league, if not all time. Together they forged a great partnership, and it finally led the Mavericks to some silverware as they clinched the conference title. Now, for the championship, I can't say much, since the Celtics are so overpowered right now. So I ask you this before we bow out of the video. If you were Luka, would you leave right now for a team that's better suited to win the championship, or would you continue to try and win with the Mavericks? Let me know in the comments. That's a wrap, folks. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on a new video from us. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.